This video is not a linguistics video, but rather a political statement. I need to explain the reason why I'm making this statement and to put a big disclaimer that I do not believe what I am saying in the statement, but rather it is a manner of protest. I am, as you can see, I am a Jew. In February of this year, the country of Poland passed a law saying that anybody who says that that the Polish nation in general was responsible for the Holocaust should be put in jail, even if they say it outside of the country. Which I believe, even though I have no experience in law, in international law, believes to be illegal under international law, because if I would say that here in America, why should they have any right to arrest me for what I say in America? Why should their jurisdiction suddenly apply internationally? This is not right. And furthermore, it is against the principles of both NATO and the European Union. They believe in free speech, and Poland is a member of both. I have no ill will toward the Polish people, and many of them did save my fellow co-religionists during the Holocaust. However, this law prevents intellectual discussion, because there were some people who have analyzed the Holocaust that way, which I happen to disagree with. Completely, and they cannot even do research in Auschwitz. They cannot even go to do research. It stifles the academia of the Holocaust. And not only that, but there was the Ruderman Foundation, and the Ruderman Foundation posted a video where they challenged the law, as I am about to do, even though I do not believe in it in any way. And they had to take it down. Why? Because Polish Jews emailed them and said that they felt threatened because people were threatening their lives over a video that an American Jewish organization, had posted online. That is collective punishment. And not only that, it is terrorism, because you are saying that unless somebody removes the video, you will enact harm against others. This is the definition of terrorism according to NATO. And which, I remind you, Poland is a part of. And yet Poland did nothing of it. I have started a petition to President Trump to at the next summit for NATO, to call for an investigation of whether Poland, by not reacting to this, is considered to have broken the NATO standards for terrorism. And if you say, well, this is offensive, well, I have something to tell you. We don't consider Charlie Hebdo to be terrorism. But you know what? An image of Muhammad is offensive to Muslims no matter what. It doesn't matter. And yet we all consider it terrorism. What makes Polish people so special that they're higher and mightier than Muslims as a group? That they can get away with the same thing that is terrorism. And not only that, Charlie Hebdo was not provoked at all by any Muslim to make a picture of Muhammad. While I and the Ruderman Foundation have been provoked by a law that is unnecessary, and I will tell you why it is unnecessary. Because the word Polish death camp, the word Polish death camp is a geographical designation. One of the synagogues I go to has a book called The Final Solution, which is one of the earliest books for laymen in the English language describing the Holocaust. And in this book, it talks about how Hitler, that his name be erased, chose Poland as a victim of history. In fact, if anything, because of the fact that it was the most expedient way, and because he did not wish to do the so-called noble act of exterminating the Jews would put on German soil, would be polluting the soil. And Poland was a victim of history in that regard. And so in fact, if you look at it from that angle, the term Polish death camps is a term that should be respected by Poland. We're saying you were victims. You were victims because the death camps were on your soil. That's the whole point. And nobody until this law was passed used it in any other way or capacity. And it was attached to the academia to the academics of the Holocaust, to people who studied Holocaust studies. Therefore, now, I do not believe this. What I'm saying, I admit, is a conspiracy theory that I do not believe. But I will let everybody know this, that I am sitting in America, in New York City, and if I would ever dare enter Poland, they would arrest me because I am posting this video to YouTube. So therefore, even though I have made the comment that I do not believe it, that this is just an act of protest. And therefore, I say the following. Understanding that it is not true in my brain. I know it's not true. I completely get that. But Polish Holocaust. The Polish government in exile helped the Nazis. There was actually no German invasion of Poland. In fact, the Polish asked the Germans to invade. Because they hated the Jews so much. But they faked it just in case Fortress Europa was penetrated. As happened on D-Day. Now, I do not believe this at all, but I will tell you, I am saying this in America with all these qualifications, and I do not believe this. And yet, if I would dare enter Poland to go to Auschwitz, which is a holy site for me, I would be arrested. This is fascism. And while I have no ill will toward the Polish people, except for those who are so nationalistically inclined that they resort to terrorism and not to nonviolent means of protest of such things as I have done. I am protesting only them and only those Poles, this small minority of extremists, and the Polish government for passing the law. Thank you.